and so on and so forth. So this is a third type of portal in a place. Now as we have talked about the different types of portal, we'll see the generation of the portal. So we are into third generation of portal right now. There were two generations that were existing, and we have moved ahead, and we are now into the third generation of the portal. So what is the first generation portal? So first generation portal were most of like a content driven portal. So it was most of the static web content document, live feeds were the part of those portals. An example of those portals are like Yahoo, Lycos, Excite, and so on and so forth. In the corporate environment, they were having a single entry point. So even the first generation of the portal were used as a single entry point for the content. So only content. So let's say if I want to see policies document, if I want to see contact information, all those things were present as a part of this particular first generation portal. Now we move to the second generation portal, wherein like little bit sophistication is there. So they were focused on specific application, and one of the key feature of the second generation portal was collaboration. So collaboration was one of the perspective that was put into this particular second generation portal. Then there was like email, calendars, then communities, all those things were there. So till like 2004, 2005, we used to call them and second generation portal, wherein like the primary focus was still the same, single entry point or a consolidation platform for collaboration between different actors, different entities. Now we move to the third generation, and which is the most exciting generation, which is of today. So now the third generation portal, they are trying to address a full functional function end-to-end e-business. So they are not restricting these portals are not restricting themselves to the corporate boundaries for use by employee, supplier, and customers. So they are going beyond that when they are trying to socialize the audience of the portal. So a significant addition to this third generation portal was application servers. So now we have moved from just a portal as a single platform to collaboration, then probably integration, social, using multiple services, multiple integration with various applications, and not restricting to the application that are going to be hosted on the portal. Apart from that, the most important thing that this third generation portal are going to give us is access from anywhere. So now mobile smartphones are like, they are at a very huge demand, and people are trying to have entire thing on the mobile. So the penetration of mobile is so much that it has exceeded the number of PC users market. Other key feature of this particular third generation portal was open framework. So like if we want to use some open services, these portals are open for that. So a standardization was done. So in this particular case, JSR standards were defined. So those are Java specific standards for portal, like JSR 168 was defined, and now we are in the era of JSR 286, which is much more event driven, much more powerful, and the collaboration is happening easily in this particular with this particular standard. So this is how the evaluation of portal is going on, and still like when I'm saying that it is at a stage wherein like we have an robust portal, but still like the evaluation is still going on and new things are coming up. So now we have talked about what is a portal, what are different types of portal, and then the generation of the portal. So what is portal in a nutshell now? Now portal in a nutshell is one platform which is for many different composite application business needs. So it is like company intranets, employee self-service, performance dashboard, customers, partners. So it is a single point of entry. I am stressing on the point single entry point again and again, but that's the real fact. Portal means an entrance. So probably entrance to a whole lot of information. That is what portal means. So in a nutshell, when I am trying to get an exceptional web experience, that is provided by portal. Now what is the business value that portal is adding? So in this particular picture, what I am saying is, what value does portal bring in? Like, let's say if we have a different web application and if we are trying to I hope I am audible to everybody.
Your voice just went off, Mr. Mole. Can you please
Is it okay
repeat?
now?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, okay. Sorry about that. So a crisp business value what the portal is adding. Now when we are saying that we are developing portal, so we need to justify ourselves. Why do I need to build portal? Is my application not able to suffice what a portal do? So these are the 5-6 things that portal is able to do. One is it is able to manage integration, complexity, so flexibility. Then security. Security is one of the prime aspect of portal, wherein like portal provides an integration point with your Active Directory. It provides an integration point with a federated repositories, so multiple sources can be there. The second thing is a customizable, personified user experience. Based on, it can be a content driven, process driven, community driven, and so on and so forth. So like in user, once he logs into the portal, is based on his or her persona. The user is able to see the content, the processes over here can be an applications. Based on my persona, I'll be able to see a different set of application. And then again, like if I want to reach different people, collaboration is there. If I want to use multiple devices, that is, everything is provided by the portal. And on the top of that, a portal provides a flexibility of reuse. So let's say if I want to reuse all those aspects that I have developed and want to develop another portal for a different business unit in an organization, I don't want to do entire work again. So let's say in any organization there are different business units, and those business units, like portal is getting developed for a business unit. Now another business unit wants to develop a portal, then they don't need to reinvent any wheels. They just need to reuse whatever has been done by the previous business unit. So what it provides me an very high percentage of reusability, wherein I have the entire framework ready for me. I just need to plug and play my application specific to the business unit, content specific to the business unit, new processes needs to be defined, and that's pretty much about it. So it is more or less on the configuration side, that if I want to develop a portal for a different business unit in the same organization, I don't need to do a lot of activities for that. So that is the value that portal really provides.